We'll try a restart. And there we are. Good evening, everyone. Spokane Steve, and we're back for more Strat-O-Matic baseball. Go back, Jack, and do it again. I say, let's play 2 today. Basically, I'd like to get through 1 game this week without a screw-up. And, well, Joel's here. Yes, Ernie would approve. So I had something to eat. Relaxed a little bit. Also, this is the last game of April 19th, so let's clear out the schedule. Also excited to always play the Pirates. I get excited every time I can use Clemente and Stargell, let's face it. And I'm not saying I'm for the Pirates, I just like playing them. The Reds, you cut Rose and Pinson, Cardenas, Darren Johnson. Some really nice players in both of these lineups, but I love using Clemente and Stargell. Roberto and Pops. And hello, Larry. Welcome. Also interested to see if I get a different demographic in the evening. Who knows? Anyway, I just wanted to play one, and so we're going to play one. Sammy Ellis will toe the rubber for Cincinnati, 12-19, 5.29 in 36 starts. Steve Blass for Pittsburgh, 11-7, 3.87 in 25 starts. This is the second game of a 4-game series. The Pirates won the opener 1-0. 2 right-handers. Make sure I get that right. Holy crap. Oh, somebody's at the door. Okay, I'm going to have to... Please stand by.
First initial and last name?
Oh, sure. That's Freddie on.
You a Dodger fan?
I am.
Me too.
How did you know that? Oh, right there. Okay. And we're back. Sorry about that. I did not expect a package this late in the evening. That was my wine club shipment. The way I've been screwing up in these games lately, perhaps I should drink a bottle of that tonight. No, it needs to sit for a while. And Larry says he would have been 2. I would have been 9 years old in April. Would have turned 10 during the season. Anyway, I wasted enough time with the package delivery, so let's get to the lineups. For the Reds, leading off, it will be Tommy Harper in center field. Batting second, Pete Rose at third base. In the 3 spot, Vada Pinson in right field. Gordy Coleman will hit cleanup and play first base. Gordy's back in the lineup. Lee May and Perez both got their opportunities the last few games. Darren Johnson will bat 5th and play left field. Leo Cardenas at shortstop hits 6th. Tommy Helms will play second base and hit 7th. Johnny Edwards will do the catching today and bat 8th, and Ellis, of course, bats 9th. For the Pirates, Matty Alou leads off and plays center field. Batting second, Gene Alley at shortstop. Roberto Clemente hits third and plays right field, of course. With Pops Stargell in the cleanup spot in left, Don Clendenin will bat 5th and play first base. Batting 6th, Bill Mazeroski at second base. Bob Bailey at third base hits 7th. Jesse Gonder will do the catching today and hit 8th, with Blass hitting 9th. So we're about ready to get underway here. This is usually, the sun's gone down in Spokane. This is usually the time of day when my brain shuts off. So maybe not the best choice of time to try to play a screw-up free ball game, but I'm going to try. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. We're about ready to go. Steve Blass has completed his warm-ups, and Tommy Harper steps in from the right side. Umpire says play ball. Blass gets the sign from Gonder. Here's the first pitch of the game. That's a 4-8 to the right-hander, and he walks him. Ball 4, a leadoff walk to Tommy Harper, who has blazing speed. He'll have to be held on. Blass is 0, but Gonder a +2, so Harper's in at 1 through 18, even with the hold. And he needs a 2 through 5 or 11. He's going to try for that lead. He's got a 3. He's got it. 1 through 18. Here he goes. Here's Gonder's throw. He's in there on a possible overthrow. Let's check Gonder. He's a 1 through 15 overthrow. Here's the roll on it. 12. He throws it into center field, and Harper winds up at third base. So a stolen base plus an error. Throwing error on Gonder, and Harper walks, steals second, and takes third on the errant overthrow by Jesse Gonder. This early in the game, the Pirates will remain back. They want to stay out of a big inning here. Blass, a glance over at Harper, and now comes to the plate. Against the lefty Rose, he delivers a 2-10 against the righty, a pop-up to first base. Clendenin's under it, and he makes the catch. Runner holds. Veda Pinson will be the batter now. Pinson, a favorite of mine, as you know. Blass, the full windup. Pitch to Veda on a 2-7. That's a fly ball to center field. B ? So he can potentially tag up on that. The center fielder, the one place where the Pirates do not have a great throwing arm, Alou's a +2. So Harper, a 17 with 2 outs, 19. The most you can be is a 19, and that's what he is, and he's going to tag up, and here he comes, and he scores. So that'll be a sacrifice fly, Pinson, and Cincinnati leads it 1-0. So Harper tags and scores on the sacrifice fly by Veda Pinson. He gets an RBI on the play, and with 2 down, Gordy Coleman will be the hitter. Trying for a little more relaxed approach in this broadcast. Blass the full windup now. The pitch to Gordy Coleman is a 1-9, swung on and missed, strike 3, and down he goes. Blass strikes out Coleman to end the inning. The Reds pick up a run on no hits. No one left on. At the end of half an inning, it's Cincinnati 1, Pittsburgh coming to bat against Sammy Ellis. And let's look at the records here. I believe that Ellis is 0-1. He is. And for Blass, it's his first start of the year. Or at least he does not have a decision yet. I do not remember Blass making a start. They've played 6 games, interestingly enough. He made 25 starts, so it's entirely possible, as my memory eludes me at the moment. Here come the Pirates in the bottom of the first. Matty Alou to lead things off, left-handed hitter. Sammy Ellis gets the sign from Edwards now. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 6-4 to Alou. It's a fly ball to center field X. That's going to be Harper. Harper a 3-2 in center. Drifting to the gap, and here's the roll on the play is a 1, and he's not going to get there. That's down and past him to the wall. Alou rounding heads into second with a leadoff double. And we know this Pirate team can hit. Pirates come into the game with a 5-1 mark. Cincinnati at 0-4, one of only 2 winless teams left in both leagues, the other being the New York Mets. And here's Alley now. Ellis from the stretch. The pitch to Alley is a 1-3. It's going to be a ground ball to first base, playable for Coleman. His only play is to take it to the bag, and Alou will take third base on the play. Cincinnati leading by a run. They're going to play back. I'm tempted to bring it in, but it seems early for that. Well, let's just play for one and not let the big inning get out of control. That's my thinking from Cincinnati's perspective. Clemente at the plate now. Pop Stargell on deck. 1 down, and here's the pitch. It's a 1-10. That's a grounder to second base. That's going to score a run. Helms has it. His only play is to first. And Matty Alou will come in to score, and we've got a tie ball game. And Roberto picks up an RBI on that ground ball. 1-1. And with 2 down, here's Pops. Ellis, the full windup. The pitch to Stargell is a 6-10. That's catcher's card X. Edwards is a 2E4. And here is the roll on the play. On a 1, that will be a foul out to the catcher. Edwards, a nice play, and that will retire the side. Pirates get a run on a hit. No one left on. It's 1-1 at the end of an inning. Just getting started here in a rare evening game from Spokane. I was going to say chilly Spokane, but actually it was not bad out there today. I went to the mall, I got a haircut, went to the store, went to the pharmacy. Oh yeah, it was all over the place today. As we move along to the top of the second, it will be Johnson, Cardenas, and Helms for Cincinnati. Blass ready to go now. Here's the windup. The pitch to DJ is a 5-8. It's a pop-up. Left side, Gene Alley calling for it. He'll make the catch for the out. And here's Leo Cardenas with 1 down. Blass gets his sign from Gonder. The windup and the pitch, a 1-8. Grounder to short, playable. Alley scoops it up and throws him out. 2 down quickly, and Tommy Helms will be the batter. One thing about the Reds, they had a nice defensive middle infield. Both 2E16s. Blast the windup. Pitch to Helms on a 5-4. A fly ball to center field X. That's going to be Alou. Matty's a 2E11 out there. As he ranges over, here's the play. A 10. He is an E11. That goes to the error range, and the roll is a 7, and he can't get it. He muffs it into a 2-base error. Oh, my. So E8, the second error of the game for the Pirates already, and that puts Helms in scoring position with 2 down, and Johnny Edwards will be the hitter. Edwards, a left-handed hitting catcher. Pavletic's been doing most of the catching for the Reds so far, so perhaps he just got a day off here. Blast from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Edwards. 4-6. That's going to be a 2-base advance single, and that's going to drive in a run. So it's an RBI single for Edwards. Helms will score, and that will be an unearned run. And it's 2-1 Cincinnati. So Blass should have been out of the inning. The error by Alou opened the door for Edwards' RBI single. Now he's on first with 2 down, and here's Doc Ellis. Ellis, a left-handed batter. Here's the pitch from Blass, a 6-4, fly to center, shallow. Alou coming, still coming, catches up with it. And that will retire the side. But the Reds tack on a run here on a hit and leave a man. And they take a 2-1 lead into the bottom of the second. And welcome Rich. And indeed there were. McCarver hit a home run in his last game. I do remember that. It'll be Clendenin, Mazeroski, and Bailey for Pittsburgh in the bottom of the second. Ellis gets his sign from Edwards. The windup and the pitch to Clendenin. On a 2-12 high fly ball deep to left field, Johnson back, still going back. On the track, makes the catch for the out. So Clendenin gave it a ride, but just a loud out. And here's Mazeroski now. Ellis goes into the windup. Here's the pitch on a 5-8 triple to 5, and that's going to be down and down the left field line, into the corner, bouncing around. Johnson trying to chase it down. Mazeroski around second. He's going for third. Here's Johnson's throw, and he's in there with a triple. Holy crap. A triple for Bill Mazeroski. Let's look at his card. He hit 7 triples that year. On a 5-8, he got that one off the pitcher's card. 1 through 5, the roll was a 1. And now the Reds will play the infield in the second inning. They're trying to hold on to that lead as Bob Bailey comes to bat. Ellis full windup. The pitch to Bailey is a 4-5. That's going to be a grounder to shortstop X. That's Cardenas. He's a 2E16 with the infield in, remember. On a 5, it's a ground ball C. With the infield in, the runner will have to hold. So that prevents a run. 6-3X, runners hold. So that move by Hefner pays off, as they're able to cut that ball off and prevent the run from scoring and maintain the 2-1 lead. And with 2 outs, it'll be Gonder, the left-handed hitting catcher. And here's Ellis's pitch to Gonder. On a 5-11, it's a base hit into center. That's going to drive in Mazeroski, and it's all tied up again. And wow, what a game so far. A back and forth seesaw game, at least early on. And we're all knotted up at 2. And here's Blass now, right-handed hitter. 4 hitters card, W. From the stretch, here's Ellis' pitch. A 6-6 to the right-hander, and he loses him. Oh my goodness, the unforgivable sin of walking the opposing pitcher. And that's going to give Matty Alou a shot at it with runners at first and second and 2 down. And Ellis has worked himself into a little bit of a jam here now. Alou steps in. He doubled his first time up. Came around to score. Ellis from the stretch. The pitch to Matty, a 2-7. It's a fly ball to right. That's going to be playable for Pinson. He's right there to make the catch, and that'll do it. But a run on 2 hits, they leave a pair. And how's that for a symmetrical box score so far? 1 in each inning for both teams. After 2 complete, it's a 2-2 tie. And indeed, left-handers, 2 left-handed catchers in this game. Both of them the backup catchers, of course. The Pirates have been using Pagliarone primarily. They also had Jerry May, who played in this game as a pinch hitter in real life. Excuse me. Let me get a little sip of sip of coffee here. Okay, hang on. I beg your pardon. Top of the... excuse me. Damn. Top of the order as we move along to the third here for Cincinnati, Harper, Rose, and Pinson. Blast from the windup. Here's the pitch to Harper. On a 1-9, he taps it down to second base. Mazeroski up the middle, scoops, turns, fires, and he is out. Nice play by Maz. By many considered to be the best defensive second baseman in the history of the sport. And who am I to argue? He's in the Hall of Fame largely on his defense. He certainly didn't get there on his bat. And here's Pete Rose now. Blast from the windup. Rose batting lefty against the right-hander. On a 6-8, he drives a base hit into right field. So a one-out single for Rose. Not a threat to steal. He is a good base runner, or more accurately, an aggressive base runner. And here's Pinson now. One out, blast from the stretch. Pitch to Pinson is a 1-7. That's going to be a grounder to second. That's going to be 2. Mazeroski scoops it up. The flip to Alley to first. Double play. So a 4-6-3 retires the side. No runs a hit. Nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-2. As Ellis gets ready to work. I'm going to grab my water as well. Okay, sorry about that. Still coughing up this crud. Let's see how the alignment is there. Trying a new softer light today, 620 lumens. As we go to the bottom of the third in a 2-2 tie, it will be Alley, Clemente, and Stargell for Pittsburgh. Ellis ready to work now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Gene Allen. On a 6-5, it's a fly ball to left field. That will be playable for DJ. He's got it, and there's one down. Roberto Clemente. Grounded out in the first, driving in a run. Here's the windup and the pitch from Ellis. On a 2-9, a tapper down to short. Cardenas has it. Fires across in time, and quickly there are 2 down. And here comes Pops. Ellis, the sign from Edwards. Here's the pitch. On a 1-7, swung on and missed strike 3, right in his power column. But down he goes. 1-2-3, go the Bucks. 1-2-3 inning for Ellis. And after 3 complete, it's a 2-2 tie. Bucks part of a 4-team race in the National League. As we move along to the fourth, Coleman, Johnson, and Cardenas will be up for Cincinnati. And yes, Joel, that was a big one. I was only 4 years old then, so I do not remember it. However, it is legendary. When I first got into baseball, I used to go to the school library and then to the Laguna Beach library, and I read every book I could get my hands on about baseball. I could not get enough. Okay, fourth inning. Here's Coleman now. Blast from the windup. His pitch to the left-hander is a 5-9, swung on and missed strike 3, and that's twice. Blast has K'd Gordy Coleman so far. And that'll bring up Darren Johnson. Johnson popped to short his first time up. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 1-12 against the righty. Grounder to short. Gene Alley's up the middle, has it, throws across, 2 down. Fairly easy play for Alley, who for some reason was shading Johnson to the middle. And here's Cardenas. Blast, the windup and the pitch. On a 3-8 comebacker, Blast has it, takes a step towards first and throws him out. In a 1-2-3 inning for Blast. Down go the Reds, and we still have a 2-2 tie. And Sammy Ellis comes out, ready to work the bottom of the fourth. I'll have a little sip of coffee. The last cup of the day, pretty late in the day for me to be having coffee, but I've got the tea set up and ready to roll. Any minute now. It'll be Clendenin, Mazeroski, and Bob Bailey for Pittsburgh. Ellis ready to work now. The windup. The pitch to Dawn is a 4-8, swung on and missed strike 3. Down goes Clendenin on strikes. And that's Ellis' second K of the ball game. And here's Mazeroski. Mazeroski tripled and scored his first time up as Ellis goes into his windup. Wow, Ellis knocked the camera down. The pitch to Maz, a 4-8, swung on and missed strike 3. And that's 3 strikeouts in a row for Sammy Ellis. And with 2 down, it will be Bailey, who grounded to short his first time up. Ellis with the windup. Pitch to Bailey on a 1-9. That's a base hit up the middle. 2-out single for Bailey. Bailey, no threat to run. We should probably check that, though. Ellis, the +1, so he'd be a 14 if he could get the lead. 4 through 6, no, he's not going to try that. We're just going to let Gonder hit. Gonder 1 for 1 with an RBI single. From the stretch now, Ellis delivers. On a 3-7, that's a base hit into left, an open single. Bailey can try for third. 14 with 2 outs, a 16, but -2 to left. Back to a 14. Johnson a 1, a 15. He's going for it, and here's the throw. And he's in there. Bailey into third. Gonder will take second on the throw, and that was a gamble by Cincinnati. That did not pay off. However, one reason they did it is because the pitcher is up next. Ellis confident he can get out of this jam with Blast at the plate, a right-handed batter. He's set now, and here's the pitch. On a 5-10 to the righty, it's a fly to left, shallow. In comes Johnson. He's there to retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, they leave a pair. At the end of 4, it's still 2-2. So the Cincinnati defensive gamble pays off, or at least does not backfire on them. And we move along to the 5th inning. Bottom of the order for the Reds. Helms, Edwards, and Ellis. Blast ready to go now. Stares in to get his sign. Here's the windup and the pitch to Helms. On a 6-7, that's going to be a tapper down to short. That'll be handled by Gene Alley, who throws him out. Here's Edwards now. Edwards with an RBI single his first time up. Here's the windup and the pitch. On a 3-8, tapper down to short. That's going to be Alley again. He comes in on this one on the run, throws him out. 3 of the last 4 plays on defense for Pittsburgh, handled by the shortstop, Gene Alley. And here's Ellis now, left-handed batter. Blasts the windup. It's a 4-5, fly to center. That's going to be playable for Alou. Right in his tracks, makes the catch, and another 1-2-3 inning for Blass. Ellis getting ready to work, bottom of the 5th. Top of the order for the Pirates. 2-2 ball game, bottom of the 5th. Matty Alou to lead things off. Steps in from the left side as Ellis gets the sign from Edwards. The windup in the pitch, a 1-2, a liner, speared by Helms. Oh my. So Alou hit it right on the button, but right at the second baseman, and there's 1 down. Gene Alley now, 0 for 2. Ellis with the windup and the pitch, a 5-6 to the right-hander, a single to 9. But that's going to be played by Rose, who throws him out. So let's look at that again. A 5-6 single to 9, grounder to third base on a 15, and Alley is retired on the grounder to Rose. And with 2 down, Roberto Clemente will be the hitter. Ellis, the windup. The pitch to Roberto, a 4-4. Grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Cardenas. Leo, a 2E16. Here's the play. On a 15, he's got it. Routine play for Leo. He throws him out. And a 1-2-3 inning for Ellis. So quite a duel we've got going here. Nobody scored since the 2nd inning. And we're locked up at 2 after 5. I'm going to go ahead and start that tee. Only take a minute, folks. There we go, just like that. We're moving along to the 6th inning. Blast taking his warm-ups. Top of the order for the Reds. Harper, Rose, and Pinson. Blast for the windup. Here's the pitch to Tommy Harper. A 3-7 fly ball to center field. It's going to be playable for Alou. He puts it away, 1 down. The Pirates are very mindful of keeping Harper off the bases. As you can see in the 1st inning, he walked, stole 2nd, took 3rd on the overthrow, and scored. So Harper can really make things happen with those wheels. And here's Rose now with 1 out. He's 1 for 2 today. Blast into the windup. Pitch to Rose, a 2-2. It's a foul ball behind the plate. Gonder back now and makes the catch for the out. And that'll bring up Pinson with 2 down. Pinson's 0 for 1. Sacrifice fly in the 1st to drive in a run. Blast for the windup. The pitch to Veda on a 5-6. Swung on and missed strike 3, and Blast fans Pinson. Blast now has retired 10 in a row. So Steve Blast's finding his groove. He's just humming along. Ellis hanging right there with him, and it's still a 2-2 ball game as we move to the bottom of the 6th. And just like that, the tea is ready. Okay, bottom of the 6th. Pops to lead it off. Clendenin on deck, and he'll be followed by Bill Mazeroski. Ellis an S6 for endurance, so he's entering his first potential inning of fatigue here as he gets his signs from Edwards and delivers to Stargell. On a 2-5, that's a base hit up the middle for Wilver. Pops is aboard with a leadoff single. He actually was a halfway decent runner then, you know, at 1 through 12. I mean, it's not great, but it's pretty good for Stargell. And a 13 non-asterisk stealer. Clendenin will hit away, however. Meanwhile, with the first man getting on in the 6th inning, Cincinnati's going to get somebody up in the bullpen. They're going to get up their big gun, Billy McCool, who hasn't worked very much this year, and if nothing else, he needs to get some work in. Ellis gets the sign from the stretch. Here's his pitch to Clendenin. That's going to be a 5-6 to the righty, a single to 9. That's going to be a grounder to third. That'll be a force play. Rose has it. To Helms to first, not in time. So that'll be a force play. Stargell's forced. 5-4, and now Clendenin's on first. And Clendenin will have to be held on. +1, 16, so he's a 14 held on. 2 through 6, 12, and a 10. Is it worth the gamble? He's going to try for the lead. Here it is on a 10. He's got the lead. (15, 16, held 1 through 14. Here he goes, and he's stolen it. How about that? Stolen base, Clendenin. Clendenin only stole 8 bases that year in real life, but he moves into scoring position with 1 out for Mazeroski. Maz trying to pick him up, 1 for 2 with the triple. Ellis from the stretch now. Pitch to Maz on a 2-8. That's a grounder to short. That's going to be playable by Cardenas, who throws him out, and the runner will have to hold. So 2 down, it will be up to Bailey. Pirates trying to break through against Ellis here. Ellis gets his sign, and from the stretch, the pitch to Bailey is a 1-10, and that's ripped down the left field line for extra bases. On an 8, that's going to be a double. That'll drive in Clendenin, and the Pirates take a 3-2 lead. RBI double, Bob Bailey. And here's Gonder. Gonder 2 for 2 today. And here comes Hefner, and he's seen enough. With the left-handed batter up, he's going to go to his left-handed reliever right here. Billy McCool will get the call. So Ellis goes 5 2/3. He allowed 7 hits. 3 runs so far. Bailey at second, still his responsibility. He walked a batter. Strikeouts, there was the 3 in a row, and that was it. So 3. And it will be McCool coming on. Here comes McCool in from the pen. 2.48 earned run average in 105 innings, 18 saves. Normally the closer, but as I was saying, he pitched in this game in real life. And he has scarcely worked so far in this young season, so he needs some work, if nothing else. He'll be brought on here to try to get Gonder and get out of this jam. The pitch to Gonder, a 6-12, tapper down to second. That'll be taken there by Helms, who throws him out to end the inning. The Pirates get a run, however, and take the lead on 2 hits and leave a man. At the end of 6 complete, it's 3-2 Pittsburgh. Blass cruising along. Blass also an S6. He's in his second potential endurance inning here. And he'll be looking at Coleman, Johnson, and Cardenas as we move along to the 7th inning. And I'll have a sip of my tea. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe for me. Well, this is also a good time for me to... I can post a link to the Jeffrey Guterman site if you haven't checked that out yet. Jeffrey Guterman, who does a fine Strat-O-Matic presentation, 1969 replay. He's just finishing up August and getting into the stretch run of September now. He also offers a fine 1972 Strat-O-Matic football presentation. So if you haven't already, please check that out. And now back to this one. 7th inning, 3-2 Pirates. Did I say 4-3? Anyway, it's 3-2. Coleman, Johnson on deck, Cardenas to follow as Blass goes into the windup. Pitch to Gordy Coleman on a 3-8. Grounder down to first. That's playable for Clendenin. He'll flip to Blass covering, and there's one down. Here's Darren Johnson now, 0 for 2 today. Blass into the windup. Here's the pitch on a 6-12. Ground ball to the pitcher, X. Blass a 5E28, however, so this could be an adventure. And here's the roll on the play. On a 16, that's the error range. An E28 on the roll of a 9. He makes the play! How about that? A fine play by Blass. 1-3X, and there's 2 down. And here's Cardenas now. Leo's 0 for 2 today. Blass into his windup. Here's the pitch on a 3-10, a tapper down to short. That's playable for Alley. He's got it and throws him out. And Blass now, 13 in a row he's retired. So Blass cruising along here, clinging to a 3-2 lead in a very tight ball game. And man, this is a good one. I'm glad I rolled this evening. This has turned out to be a hell of a ball game. McCool will come back out. Blass is going to bat. He's going for it. Blass, a right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch from McCool. On a 4-7, it's a double to 8, but that fly ball is going to find the glove of Veda Pinson, who makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So Blass got the fans a little bit excited with that drive. Pinson able to haul it down, however, and there's one away. And here's Matty now, 1 for 3. Lefty on lefty as McCool comes set, and here's the pitch. A 2-6, tapper down to first. Coleman has it, flips to McCool covering, and there are 2 away. That'll bring up Gene Alley. Gene's 0 for 3 today. McCool gets his sign. Here's the pitch. A 5-2 to the righty. A grounder to second base X. That'll be Tommy Helms. Slick fielding Helms, a 2E16. Behind the bag now. And here's the play on a 20. He's got it, turns and throws him out. Smooth play by Tommy Helms. 1-2-3 inning for McCool. And after 7 complete, it's Pittsburgh 3, Cincinnati 2. And the tension mounts now as we move along to the 8th inning. Blass, of course, would love the complete game. And Harry Walker would love every chance to give it to him. Give him every opportunity to do just that. Helms, Edwards, and the pitcher's spot for Cincinnati. Let's see if Pittsburgh wants to do anything defensively here in the 8th with a 1-run lead. Probably about the only place I would do anything would be at third base. With Bailey. They could put Pagan down there, who's a little better. Yeah, I've done that before. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Jose Pagan is going to replace Bob Bailey for defense. He'll come in and play third base, where he's a 3.25, a slight improvement. So Pagan on to play third for the Bucks. Bailey sits down. Helm steps in from the right side. Blass gets his sign from Gonder. And here's the pitch on a 6-8 fly to center field. That's going to be playable for Matty Alou. Drifts over a bit and makes the catch for the out. Holy cow. And here's Johnny Edwards now. Edwards 1 for 2 today. Blass the windup. Pitch to Edwards on a 1-7. It's a tapper down to first. Clendenin to his right. Has it. Flips to Blass covering, and there's 2 away. And now the Reds are going to have to send up a pinch hitter for McCool. So McCool worked 1 1/3. Was flawless, retired all 4 batters he faced. No walks, no strikeouts. All 3 runs charged to Ellis. Who does Cincinnati want to warm up in the pen? Clemente, Stargell, Clendenin. Well, that rules out Davidson. They'd probably like a righty. They're in this game, and it's a tight one, so I'm going to get Don Notabard in there. He's probably the best they have right now from the right side. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Notabart. Nottebart. So I had a good friend when I was a kid. His name was Bart, and this guy is definitely not a Bart. And sorry, I couldn't resist. Now you need a batter. Grew up with Bart in Southern California. He moved back to his birthplace of Calgary, Canada, where he's been for about 33 years now. Went to his wedding back in 1992, but I digress. We need a batter for Cincinnati. There's 2 down, and they trail by a run. So they're looking for someone who can put something on the board. I kind of like that. Oh no, here's who it's going to be. This is a no-brainer for them. Art Shamsky's coming off the bench. Shamsky, a left-handed batter with some power. And he'll bat here for McCool with 2 down and nobody on. Gonder out to the mound now, probably going over how they're going to pitch Shamsky. Now he settles back into the crouch. Blass stares in and nods. Here's the windup and the pitch to Shamsky. On a 3-7 fly to center, that's playable for Alou. He's right there, and Blass has done it again. And look at that. 1, 2, 3, 15, 16 batters in a row An amazing performance by Steve Blass. And here comes Notabart. 3.07 ERA in 111 innings of relief. He also had 11 saves. It'll be Clemente, Stargell, and Clendenin, the meat of the Pittsburgh order. Pirates leading 3-2 here, bottom of the 8th. Clemente stands in. Notabart with the windup and the pitch. 6-11, and he walks him. Oh my goodness, that's the last thing you want to see. Clemente, a free swinger, not really known for his propensity to walk, but Notabart puts him on here, and now it's a dangerous situation with Pop Stargell coming to the plate. The Pirates would love to tack on an insurance run here. Pop's windmilling the bat around. Notabart from the stretch. Here's the pitch on a 5-7. He struck him out. Oh my God, was that big. So Notabart strikes out Pops, and here's Clendenin. Notabart gets his sign from the stretch. The pitch to Don, a 2-5. That's going to be ripped into for a two-base single. A single with a two-base advance, rather. Clemente steams into third on the play. And the Pirates have runners at the corners and one out. And Notabart is in trouble now. Clendenin an asterisk 15, but Notabart with a -3 hold. That takes him down to a 12, so they won't need to hold him on. Instead, they're going to bring the infield in. They don't want to give up that insurance run. So it's going to be infield in, runners at the corners, one down, and Bill Mazeroski, the hitter. Notabart gets his sign, and from the stretch, the pitch to Maz. That's a 1-7. That's a base hit into center. The Pirates got their insurance run. That's going to drive in Pops. RBI single for Mazeroski. That's an open single. Clendenin can try to take third on that. That's a 1-7 to center. Center field is Harper, a +1. Clendenin, a 16. $17. They're going to have to... they can't concede it, can they? That would allow Mazeroski to go into second, however. They've got to throw for him. Here's the throw. He's in there. Clendenin takes second. Clendenin takes third, rather. Mazeroski with the RBI. He moves into second. And now they'll pull the infield in, one down. 4-2 Pittsburgh. Runners on second and third. And here's Jose Pagan. He was inserted into the game for defense for Bailey. Notabart. Full windup now. Pitch to Pagan, a 5-7. Swung on and missed strike three. And boy, what a big out that was. Runners can't move. And with two down, it'll be Gonder. Gonder, not a great hitter. I'm pondering the intentional walk because the Pirates won't take Blass out. On the other hand, Blass, a decent hitting pitcher, he's probably about as good of a hitter as Gonder. Not quite, but almost. So they're going to pitch to Gonder. And here's the pitch on a 5-7. He struck him out. So Notabart strikes out the side, but he also gives up a run on 2 hits, 2 left on. Pirates get their insurance run, and we go to the 9th inning. Pittsburgh 4, Cincinnati 2. And Blass is going for the complete game. An S6 endurance starter. He's retired the last 16 in a row. There's no reason to take him out. Top of the order for the Reds, however. They've got the right guys up there. Harper, Rose, Pinson. If anyone gets on, Gordy Coleman. Holy crap, I gotta take a minute and absorb this. 4-2 Pittsburgh leading. Harper steps in from the right side. Blast with the windup. Here's the pitch. A 6-9, and he walks him. Oh my goodness. A leadoff walk to Harper. And that's the last thing you want there. Harper, holy crap. 18-20. He's a 1-18 held on. He may not be the tying run, but he's going to try for that lead. 2-5 or 11. 7. He does not establish a good lead. And Rose will hit away. Switch hitter hitting left-handed now. Pittsburgh better get somebody up. It'll be the big guy, Roy Face, getting loose. Face leads the major leagues in saves with 3. Right now it's Blast versus Rose. From the stretch. The pitch to Pete is a 5-6. Swung on and missed strike 3. Blast gets Rose on strikes. And that's 1 down, and here's Pinson. Harper still held on. Blast the sign from Gonder now, from the stretch. The pitch to Veda. That's a 2-8. Pop up right side. Clendenin's there. 2 down. Blast 1 out away from the complete. Gordy Coleman 0 for 3. She struck him out twice. Harper taking his lead now as Blast gets his sign. The windup and the pitch to Coleman is a 4-12, and he walks him. Oh my goodness, and the tying runs are aboard. And here's Darren Johnson. And now I've got to think about this for a minute. Blast is not fatigued. I'm on the fence on this one. I really want Blast to finish it, and part of me is saying bring in Roy Face right here. Holy crap, what a dilemma. Well, I love the complete game, as you know, so I'm leaning to Blast. Face is ready to come in if Blast can't get DJ. Blast is going to face him. 2 on, 2 out. 4-2 Pittsburgh lead from the stretch. The pitch to Johnson is a 3-7. He struck him out, and that's the ball game. Oh, holy crap, what a ball game. Blast walked 2, struck out 2. No runs, no hits, 2 left on. 4-2 Pittsburgh. They improved to 6-1. Cincinnati drops to 0-5. Wow. What a game. A complete game victory for Blast. He's 1-0 on the season. That's his first decision. Notabart in his inning gave up 2 hits, struck out the side. He walked 1. He did allow a run. Blast 2 runs allowed, but only 1 was earned. So Blast only gave up 1 earned run. Blast only allowed 2 frickin' hits in the ball game. I didn't even catch that until just now. A single in the second to Edwards, a single in the third to Rose. He walked a couple in the ninth as he started to maybe tire a little bit. And thank you, Beach. Yeah, I always try to let the pitcher get the complete if at all possible, especially in this time period, when pitchers were more or less expected to complete the game, or at least get deep. He walked a few. 3. But what a game by Blast. My goodness. 1, 2, 3, 5 strikeouts. Wow. Wow. An RBI by Mazeroski. I'm not really sure why I gave him 2 RBIs in that spot. There's the other RBI. Blast has to be the player of the game. Ellis pitched pretty well, but he takes the loss. That makes him 0-2 on the season. So for the Pirates, 4 runs on 9 hits. They did make a couple of errors. The Reds, 2 runs on only 2 hits, no errors. So that's the final from Pittsburgh, as the Pirates beat the Reds 4-2. And that completes the day of April 19th on the schedule. So tomorrow we'll be moving to Wednesday, April the 20th. The first game on the slate will be the Washington Senators at the Baltimore Orioles. And that'll be at our usual time, 2:15 Pacific. And looking at the starting pitchers for tomorrow's game, it will be Pete Rickert for Washington, Wally Bunker for Baltimore. So that figures to be a good one. Please join me for that. In the meantime, thanks for stopping in on the evening game. That was a lot of fun. Thanks again, everybody. I'm going to go chill for a while. Spokane Steve wishing you all a very pleasant good evening. Bye for now.